Hello there. I want to talk to you about the mole. So the mole in chemistry is a specific type of unit. Okay, a lot of people will compare it to a dozen, right? A dozen is a unit that means 12, right? And so the mole is also a unit. It's a scoop, right? If I were to describe it, I could describe it as a shovel, right? And this shovel measures a certain amount of moles or of particles, right? And so if a dozen means 12 of anything, whether it's eggs, candies, well, the moles then also has a specific quantity, and that quantity is huge. That quantity is 6.02 times 10 to the 23 particles or units of anything, right? So you're telling me why such a large number, okay? And that's because scientists had to come up with a large enough scoop to be able to measure things that are super tiny and small. Okay, imagine if you had to count all of the dust particles in your rooms, right? Having a scoop that measured a dozen would not be enough. You would have to have a huge scoop that would actually measure a large number, right? And that's what this number is. That's what 1 mole specifically is. 1 mole is this large number that can measure, think about it. It can help you count, if you had to, particles of sand or anything that has large. This number is also called Avogadro's number. Okay, that's the name of the scientist that came up with this number. His name is Avogadro. Avogadro's number. So now that you know what Avogadro's number is, right, which is a large number that represents 1 mole, and that mole, again, is a scoop. It's a unit of measurement that we use in chemistry. Let's see if we can just kind of convert things into moles or particles. So let's say that I started with something like and start with something simple. I wanted to know how many molecules, how many moles there are in 3.4 times 10 to the 23 particles of, let's say, pizza. Some of you love pizza. Okay, remember, the moles is for anything. Pizza, molecules, or anything, right? So what I would have to do is I would have to keep this conversion unit right here as a calculator, okay? So the way to do that is you will just multiply by a conversion factor. This is what we call it. And you would put 1 mole on one side and the particles of what it equates to on the other side. Now, the reason I would put 1 mole of pizza on the top is because I want to reserve the bottom for a unit that is similar to what I'm starting with. Why do I want to do that? Well, I'm going to show you real quick. So if I put 6.02 times 10 to the 23 particles of pizza, what happens when I proceed with my calculation? Well, you're correct. Actually, these units will cancel. You see that? And now I can end with what I want, which is the moles of pizza. So as I proceed, I would simply divide the 2 units over here, right? And I would be left with moles of pizza. Now, these two would cancel out. I would just kind of divide those two, and I would end up with the happy number of 0.56 moles of pizza. Do you see how keeping this unit, so I have 1 mole of anything, equals Avogadro's number? Do you see how it becomes the conversion factors that helps you with every problem? In fact, the best way to rewrite this, I say, is to put it as a conversion factor this way. So now I'll give you an example. Imagine that I have 2 moles of oxygen. And I want to turn that to particles, right? I want to turn that into particles of oxygen. Trying to see what that is. Again, you start with what's given to you in the problem. Well, you have 2 moles of oxygen. And now you are going to use your calculator. Remember, this right here is your calculator, right? And your calculator has to align so that the units that needs to fall off need to be opposite of each other. All right, so now we have 2 moles of oxygen. Remember, this is the same thing as over 1, right? So we're going to put our conversion, a calculator. Should the moles be on the top or the bottom this time? Think of what we're trying to get to. You are correct. This time we're going to put 1 mole of oxygen on the bottom because we want these 2, remember, to cancel off, right? That's why we have to put the moles on the bottom. And then 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles of O2 is going to be on the top. And by doing that, these will cancel out, and I will be left with the unit I want. So now I'm left with 2 times 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd over 1, which is the same thing as 1.2 times 10 to the 24th, right? Particles of O2. Again, if I wanted to go the opposite way, from particles, right? Again, remember I have like something like 18. Let's say I have 18 times 10 to the 23 particles of hydrogen, or let's say of water. And I'm trying to turn that into moles of water. I'm going to take the same conversion unit that is over here, but this time I'm going to have to manipulate differently, just like I did in the previous, the first problem, right? So again, show me how you would do this. Pause the video. Okay, very good. So you would take 18 times 10 to the 23rd particles of water. You would multiply this, and you can put over 1 if you want. You don't have to. And then you take your conversion factor, and this time where would moles be? On the bottom or on the top? That's right, it will be on the top. That's right, 1 moles of H2O. And we have 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles, I'm going to put P, of water. These would then cancel out, and we would be left with 18 divided by 6.02 times 10, excuse me, times 10 to the, oh no, these are actually stop, edit. That's right, you will be left with 18 divided by 6.02 because obviously those exponents would be canceled out, and that would be moles. You'll be left with moles of water, which is equal to 2.99 moles of H2O. This is how you go from moles to particles and particles to moles. I hope this helped.